Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Corina, meditation teacher and tarot advisor. And this is your daily moment to relax, come back to yourself, come back to your heart, connect to your inner guidance and intuition. I'm coming to you after a long weekend, and it's always so hard to get back into the daily routine after a long weekend. But here we are, and we're going to do it with a very gentle and peaceful and calming meditation, followed by some guidance from the tarot card, and see what is the energy of today and what is our inner knowing telling us. All right, so give yourself permission to find yourself a nice posture. Just relaxing your shoulders, rolling your shoulders back and down, elongating your spine. Gently closing down the eyes and let out a big sigh. Just feeling into your body, into your heart. Take a moment to notice how you feel with no judgment and no attachment. Perhaps you feel your energy a little bit scattered. I do feel that way just because I had so many things going on over the weekend. So let's take a few breaths, allowing our energies to come back into our bodies. Softening and relaxing the shoulders. Notice your feet touching the ground, feeling the support of the ground. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, release through your feet any heavy, unwanted energy, anything that you feel it's interrupting the flow in this moment. Releasing any negative thoughts, any conversations that took place over the weekend, any fear and doubt. Keep releasing that energy back into the ground. Creating an empty vessel for new energy to come into your body from the divine, from your higher self, from your soul star chakra. And now invite your awareness to rest in your heart space, so you can receive any guidance, insights, and messages with an open heart, open mind, open body, and open spirit. When you're ready, just gently open your eyes and come back into the room. Blessings and namaste. All right, well, let's see what the cards have to tell us today. And I know we're going to focus on self-care, because I know it's so easy to disregard self-care. Our mind keeps telling us that we have so many things to do, so many chores around the house, and there is no time for self-care. So the first card I'm going to pull is going to be just reflecting what kind of activities you can do to nourish your soul. And let's see. What's the first card? Oh, Seven of Swords. Okay, this is a minor kind of card. And for the second card, we're going to do what activities could you do to others to nourish your soul? Ten of Swords. Wow. That's going to be a very interesting reading, to say the least. Okay, and this card was ready to be to jump out of the deck, and that's the Wheel of Fortune. And that would be what do you consider to be a special treat? Hmm. Very interesting. All right, let me show you the cards again. So that's Seven of Swords, Ten of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So we got two cards from the Minor Arcana and one from the Major Arcana. Now, we got definitely two cards from the Suit of Swords. The swords are connected to our mental realm and they're ruled by the element of air. So the swords actually what they represent our thoughts, our stories, everything, that inner dialogue, that inner voice that goes through our mind all the time. And if you're thinking, oh, I don't have that inner voice, I don't know what she's talking about. Well, that's exactly the voice I'm talking about. And there is nothing wrong with you. We all have that voice. When I first heard about this, sometimes I talk to people and I ask them, if you started your meditation practice or you're wondering how to start your meditation practice, and they say, no, 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 it's not for me because my mind doesn't stop chatting. And I was like, but that's the same for everyone. That's why we have the meditation practice to train the mind, because otherwise the mind is like almost like an untrained dog. It barks all the time. But when, if you ever had a pet or you've known someone that has a pet and they took the dog to like a dog school, dog training, and then the dog comes back completely transformed. That's exactly what we do with the mind in our meditation practice. But anyway, let me go back to the reading. So for the first question is, what activities could you do alone that nourish your soul? Okay, so perhaps it's to do, so the Seven of Swords the traditional meaning of this card is like to be strategic. It's also to do about like um, betrayal, and it might be betrayal of self. Sometimes we betraying ourselves by trying to please other people. So this is the card of like being strategic in everything that you do, because you can't carry everything, definitely. So and the way you can nourish your soul is pay attention to what are the stories that you emphasize the most. What are the stories that you keep repeating yourself over and over again? Because sometimes we we tend to emphasize the negative stories more than the positive stories. So paying attention, because you're not going to be able to nourish your soul by always focusing on negative stories. So you have to look at the good things in your life, all the good things that happened in your life, and bring them up to the surface and give yourself some credit for everything that you've done, because that in this way you're going to be able to nourish your soul and nourish yourself, rather than when you constantly focus on the negative stories. And the mind, just to let you know, the mind has this negative bias. It tends to focus more on the negativity. It's just, this is how it's been programmed to focus more on the negative stories than on the positive ones. But um, in order for you to nourish your soul, is this card invites you to have a clear plan, to be more strategic on how on which stories you want to focus on and how much emphasis you want to put on them. For the second question, what activities could you do with others that nourish your soul? Now, this is the Ten of Swords. It's a very dramatic card. As you can see, this guy has been stabbed in the back, and it's a dark night, and he looks like it's the end of it. So perhaps what activities you could do with others to nourish your soul is to let go of the past. We sometimes tend to remind and bring up the past with others, just tell others of all the things that they did and how they hurt us. This is the end of it. No more bringing up the past, especially what happened. Because sometimes people think like they bring up the past and they think like, oh, this people did this person did this person did that. But we all humans and we all do it. So it's pointless just pointing to everyone and saying, whatever you did. So the best thing you can do with others is to let go of the past and let the past just be the past. The past doesn't exist. It's all in our memories, and we're reviving the past all the time when we're talking about this, when we're talking about the past. But it's about like, what things are we bringing up from the past? So this is a good reminder to, let it go. Let go of the past and forgive yourself and others. And for the last question, the Wheel of Fortune, what did I say? What do you consider to be a special treat? Uh, Now this is a very interesting card. The Wheel of Fortune is a special treat. So this is the card of good karma and good luck. So a special treat you might consider to be something in terms of self-care, perhaps will be, let me see. Let me see what it's special treat with a Wheel of Fortune. My mind is drawing a blank. So the Wheel of Fortune is about, so it's the wheel. And the wheel is constantly spinning. Now, we never know which way the wheel is going to spin. But sometimes, if you think of the wheel of the car, sometimes the wheel is not spinning, it's paused. It's like in a place of like it's standing still, in a place of I want to say relaxation, but it's not relaxation, it's just simply pausing. So a special treat for you might be not not to invite the wheel to spin all the time. Allow the wheel to pause. Maybe that would be a special treat. Maybe you feel like the need of constantly going and moving and expanding. But this might be an invitation for you just to trust in the divine timing, trust in the cycles of life, because it's, what goes around comes around, and everything is going to be balanced. So the Wheel of Fortune is a lot to do with karma, with a lot to do with the energy that you put out there, and that's the energy that's going to come back to you. So this might be an invitation for you to simply allow the wheel. Special treat will be to allow the wheel to pause and to trust that it's going to move in the direction that's going to be for your highest good. Yeah, I feel that that's kind of something, considered as a special treat. Well, I hope you enjoy this reading. I am very much so aware that the reading is not for everyone. It's not going to resonate with everyone, but if it resonated with you, I invite you to give me a like and subscribe to my channel, and even comment if you feel called to do so. And I look forward to connecting with you again tomorrow. Bye for now.